Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. So I'm going to be doing something I've never done before on my channel, but I've seen a lot of people do this recently and I was very inspired by Samantha March. I love her channel. I will link her down below. Got really inspired by one of her more recent videos. It was 18 products in 2018 that you want to use up or hit pan on basically. So it's like a project pan type of thing, which I have never really watched too many of those videos. I think it is such a great idea to try and use up what you already have. Like us beauty bloggers, we probably have the most makeup out of everyone, and I just sometimes feel a little overwhelmed. So this way, it will kind of help me to start just using up what I have, going through my collection. I mean, it's only natural. I'm gonna keep trying products because that's what I do for a living, but I want to really try my hardest to use what I have, and it's so satisfying when you really reach the end of a product. I get so happy when I hit pan on something, or when I see like the end of the bottle and you see it's getting really flat. That like really makes me so excited. So I think this would be something that would be so fun to kind of do together. So if you guys want to try and do this too, let me know down below in the comments. So if you guys want to see the products I chose for my 18 products that I want to see if I could use up in 2018, just keep on watching. Okay, so I basically did by categories. I tried to incorporate as many categories as I could. I made a list on my phone beforehand. I'll put that down below in case you guys want to use it as a template, because I wrote out each makeup category and kind of went off of that when I was picking everything out of my makeup drawer, my Alex drawer. You don't have to do it by categories if you don't want to. If your heart is telling you to use up 3 foundations and 3 lip glosses, then do that. I just wanted to kind of spread myself out because I have so much stuff. The first one I want to use up this year is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. This is the newest launch for this year. I did a whole review on it and I liked it a lot. I wasn't totally obsessed with it like I thought I was gonna be, but I want to use this up in 2018. I feel like I still have quite a decent amount in here, and I feel like one of the reasons I chose this was because I feel like it's easy to tell how much is gone when you have the squeezy tube, because this will get really flat and I feel like you'll know when this is empty. It's also easy to tell with a glass bottle, but you know, that's just my thought process that I had. So I have the shade Nude, and for some reason I saw this in my drawer and I just thought to myself, I don't know, it spoke to me, and I said, I really want to use that product up in 2018. I know I can do it. I just have to try to pull it out and keep it out, put it in my everyday makeup drawer. That's another good tip. If you want to use up these products, don't stuff them away in your Alex drawer. Pick the ones you want to use up and put them in front of your face. So it's like, okay, I'm using this, using it up, and I'm gonna try and use it every day, every week, every other week, whatever works best for you. Also, it's just a good way for me to kind of continue to use the product and see if I can use it in a different way. So maybe if I use a different primer, I might like it better. Maybe if I use a different moisturizer, I might like it better. So this one is definitely on my list. Let me know if you guys have been into this foundation. I know a lot of you guys liked it. I like the whole idea of the comfort matte thing, and I just feel kind of inspired to use this product more this year. Another one I want to use up, I hope this isn't like cheating, but this one is super flat, and I feel like, is that cheating? I don't know, but I feel like I still have some more product in here that I can use up, and clearly I've used this a lot. I didn't know how much I used this, but I'm determined to finish up this whole bottle in 2018. When something gets so flat like this, I get really satisfied because that means I used it, and I'm like, that is awesome. That means 1, I loved a product, and 2, I went through something, and that makes me so happy. So I have the shade Medium. I'm probably more of a light during the winter time. This is a really good foundation if you just need something quick that is like a full coverage CC cream. It'd be a really good pick for you, and I know everyone raves about this, and I definitely do like it. I would say it's more for people who have normal to dry skin rather than oily skin, because I do find I get a little bit greasy with it. However, I love using this on a day when I'm like going out to the store, or I'm kind of like in a rush or something. I always just tend to reach for this foundation. I wanted to pick a face primer too. As I was listing out the categories, I'm like, I should really do a face primer. So I chose the NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. This one is supposed to be a good dupe for the Hourglass primer, which I've never tried before, but just so you guys know, or you're wondering, I've used quite a bit of this. I think there's still a decent amount in here. but I'm going to keep on using this until I reach the end and until it's flat. I hope this isn't just like air that's in here and there's actually product. It's a nice primer. It smooths out my skin. Foundation layers well over it. I've never had really an issue with this primer. I don't think it's really the best for controlling your oils, but it is nice for kind of smoothing out the skin, having a nice canvas. So this is something I want to use up. As far as if I would repurchase, I'm not sure if I would, just because it's a little bit more on the pricey side. It's like $15, and I feel like that's just way too much for this primer. For my brow product, I want to use up the Anastasia Brow Definer. This is what I use when I don't feel like spending a lot of time on my brows. This has more of that angle to it, or I don't feel like using gel and a brush to do my eyebrows. That's my preferred method, but this is like my lazy girl way of filling in my eyebrows. I really like the brush that's on this side. It's kind of all messy right now, but it's nice for combing through the brows, and this is a good color for me. This is medium brown, and actually now that I'm thinking of it, I think I got this when I went to the Makeup by Mario masterclass. I think this was an item that was in the bag. I chose an eyeshadow primer I want to use up this year. It is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. This is like a brand new product, so I feel like I'm kind of being a little bit risky or brave picking this one because it's completely full. So I'm going to have to use this a crap ton to get this towards the end. But I feel like I have a whole year. I have, you know, almost over 300 days to use this up. So I'm going to be using this in my Instagram tutorials every day. I purchased this during my Wet n Wild week, which was one of like my favorite series I ever filmed. If you guys missed it, I have a playlist where I put all those videos. I bought this during that week when I was stocking up on some of the products and I was hauling things. And this is a very good eyeshadow primer. I'm actually wearing it today because I wanted to start my whole process. So this is something that I really do want to use up. And I didn't want to pick something that would be predictable like the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I wanted to pick something that was more full and would kind of be more of a challenge. I wanted to pick this item because it's one of my favorites, and I just want to kind of reach the end of it because it'll make me feel very satisfied. It's the Steel and Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow. This is in my favorite shade. This is Ballet Baby. It is a pink glitter shade, but it's not like the other ones. This was in my favorites of 2017, and I love this shade so much. When you blend it out, you get a little more of glitter. Hopefully it's not too bright and you guys will be able to see that, but this is one of my favorite shades. I wear this so many times. I've worn it in blog photos, special occasions, regular, everyday occasions, because it's subtle enough where it's not too much. I'm actually wearing one of the other ones today that's more glittery. I feel like this is a good one to put in here because I think I've used half and it's pretty easy to tell where it is in here. It's something that I am very excited to keep on using because it's one of my favorites and I knew it would kind of be easier for me to use up. For concealer, I wanted to choose one of my high-end concealers just because I felt like I spent money on it. They're over $20 and this is one that I really like, and I told myself you have to use this more this year. It is the Too Faced Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. I love this concealer and I feel like I don't reach for it as much as I should or could, and I really like the way that this makes my skin look. It is definitely luminous, so pretty on the skin, and every time I wear it I just feel just like naturally glowy. So that's why I wanted to put this in here. I'm gonna leave it, you know, out in front of my stuff, in my concealer drawer, in my everyday makeup drawer, to make it a point to keep on using it. I'll use it more in tutorials. I feel like once Tarte Shape Tape came to town, these other high-end concealers kind of got pushed to the wayside, so I wanted to take this back out just so I'm not always like, oh, Shape Tape, talking about it all the time. I want to try my other concealers. I want to use more of the products that I have and not just stick to one, because then I feel like it kind of gets a little boring. So I'm bringing this one back into the game this year. This was in my Dollar Tree Finds video. This was the LA Colors Liquid Eyeliner. I want to use up everything in here, and the reason that I chose this was because I feel like it will be easy to tell when it's kind of towards the end, as opposed to with a pen, it's a little bit harder to say. This is an actual like inkwell of product, so I feel like that's why it's a good choice. So I really like this liquid liner, and the only thing I'll say is that it does kind of get stuck in your lashes and it makes it harder to apply mascara. But I want to use this up because I feel like there's quite a bit of product left in here. I do like these types of liners after I put on, say, a gel liner. I use this to go over it and it makes it look super black. So this is something that I'm including in here. I wanted to include a black liner because it's something I use every day. So I know that I can make it a point to use this up and have it eventually be in an empties video. So this is something that I definitely want to use up this year. It's the NYX Faux Whites eyeliner pencil. I have all the colors and I'm on the end of quite a few of them, but this one is one of my favorites. This is Linen. It's one of the pink shades, and I'll do like a little hand swatch. You guys can see it's like a pretty pale pink liner. I wear these pretty much every single day and I'm always sharpening them. So I feel like this shouldn't be too hard. I do have quite a bit in here, but again, I have the whole year to use it up, so I think I can definitely do it. I just have to kind of make it a point. I actually should take a picture of all this stuff so I remember everything that I need to use up so I don't forget. This, I'm determined because I love it. It really makes your eyes pop, look super wide awake, and even though I have a bunch of shades in these, I want to try and use the pink one because pink is my favorite color and it will go with a lot of different eye looks. I put this next one in here because I've gone through them before. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. This can be done for so many different uses. I actually wanted to make a video on that like last year and I never did, like all the uses of the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. I've gone through a bunch of these before and I've gotten to the very end, so I know I can do it again. I use this as an eyeshadow base, my waterline when I want it really, really white, and I use it as an inner corner pop. I travel with this. I never go anywhere without this pencil because I am addicted to having the inner corners of my eyes look super white, and then I layer over it with a white shadow. I know some people don't like that look, but personally I think it looks good on me. I wanted to include a mascara because this is something that you use every single day, and also these tend to go bad, so I chose one of the more recent ones that I've purchased, and for some reason I've been really liking this one lately. It's the Maybelline Total Temptation Mascara. I've been using this pretty much every day this week, and I want to reach the end of this, and I have so many mascaras, you guys. I have to try and use them up because I don't want to get like an eye infection or anything like that, and I try and always throw out old ones, but that's the thing with mascaras and, you know, testing out new ones. You have so many. I have 2 giant jars filled with mascaras that I have to constantly rotate. It's a very good mascara. It kind of reminds me of Too Faced Better Than Sex and L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which makes sense because Maybelline and L'Oreal are sister brands. But I'm going to keep on trying to use this one up. I do recommend it. I think it is a good mascara if you're looking for a new drugstore one. For lipstick, I decided to go with MAC's Angel lipstick. I go through MAC lipsticks so quickly because they are my favorite. So I decided to pick Angel because I wore it today and I was like, this is such a pretty color. So I was like, let this be the lipstick that I have to use up. I know I can do it because I've done it so many times with other MAC lipsticks. And this one is like a really pretty pink. It's described as a frost, but I really do not see much frost when I wear this. It's a very, very minimal. It's just like a pretty nude pink. I think this used to be one of Kim Kardashian's favorites, and then after she said that, it kind of like rose to fame in the makeup world, and I'm sure MAC like saw this huge spike in sales. But anyways, this is the one that I'm going to be using up, and it's such a pretty color. I kind of was mulling around my lipstick shades trying to see which one to pick, and it was a little bit hard for me to choose, but I decided to go with a MAC lipstick shade. And bonus, when you use up your MAC lipsticks and you put them in a bag and you have 6 of them, you can go to MAC and get a free lipstick, lip gloss, or eyeshadow. I have a single shadow here that I want to use. This is the ColourPop Tassel Super Shock eyeshadow. I've kind of already put a little bit of a dent in this. A brush or your finger in it, it does get a little bit messy, so I feel like I already see a little bit of the bottom of this. I feel like I haven't been giving enough love to my ColourPop stuff, especially the shadows, the Super Shock cheeks, so that's why I wanted to include a ColourPop item, and this one is really pretty for the inner corner. So since I do that every day, then I thought this would be a good choice. So for my lip gloss, I chose the Kylie Gloss. This is in the shade So Cute. Of course, it's a nude pink shade. Actually, I'd say it's more like a tan pink shade. This one I decided to be the chosen one for my gloss, just because I use this a lot, and I feel like even though there's quite a bit left in here, if I make a point to continue to use it, then I know I can use it up. I'm gonna leave it in my bag, because whenever I do that, like I just leave one gloss in my bag, I have no choice but to use it because it's the only thing in there. Blush, I chose the Burt's Bee blush. This is in the shade Peach. I already kind of wore off the design that's on here. It's like a little beehive print I wore around the edges, so if I hit pan on this, I will be so excited. This is a blush shade that I reach for quite often because it matches so many different eye looks, and I just prefer peach colored blushes on my skin tone. This is an easy choice because I feel like it's gonna be hard for me to hit pan on it, but I decided to go with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer just because it is my favorite. I feel like if I try hard enough, I can hit pan on this. I've done some pretty decent damage to it because I always do dig my brush in there a decent amount. There's still a ways to go, but I think I can do it. I really want to hit pan on this one. I am so determined, you guys. So this was my bronzer of choice. One of you guys told me that they did come out with new shades in this, and I'm like so tempted to get the new darker shades because I want to see how they are as opposed to this one. This is just the regular bronzer color. But yeah, we are gonna hit pan on this. I have a feeling. I wanted to also do a translucent powder because I go through those pretty quickly because I use it every day and I use a lot of it to bake with and set my face. So I chose the CYO translucent powder. You can get this at Walgreens. It's like spilling everywhere. It's called Fixing Powder All Set. This has been one of my favorites recently, and I feel like I definitely can get through this. I went through my Cover FX one pretty fast, like 6 months. Lastly, I wanted to put an eyeshadow palette in here. Not because I think I'm gonna hit pan on all the shades, just because I want to try. So I chose the Carly by Belle and BH Cosmetics eyeshadow palette because I feel like I already hit pan on this shade right here, which is so exciting. And then these two neutrals I use a ton, so I feel like I can hit pan on those. Maybe even the highlighters if I'm feeling brave. So all these shades right here are just great neutrals for every day. So that's why I chose this one. I think it would be so awesome to get really to the bottom of this brow bone color. I always do that. I get to the bottom of the brow bone shade in like every palette I own. Keep this one out on top of my Alex straws. I keep a bunch of eyeshadow palettes out on my Alex straw, but this is gonna be the one that I'm gonna try and hit pan on more of the shades. This is like really fun because I feel like it's kind of a challenge, and I just like the fact that I have to try and use these makeup items up. It's like you're in this makeup battle with yourself and you really want to get to the end of something. So that's everything I chose. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's something different. I've never done anything like this before. So comment down below and let me know if you guys are going to also try out this challenge to use up 18 of your makeup products in 2018. You don't have to do like I did it, but I thought it was kind of fun to do it in different categories. So thank you guys as always for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!